In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. In last video we had discussed some basic concepts of the TypeScript. TypeScript at its core is basically a type system, and uh, we also discussed that if we do not assign type to a variable but just assign the value, then TypeScript infers the type from the value. Here we have assigned 10 to the age variable, so TypeScript is inferring itself that its type is number, right? Today we are going to discuss that explicit types, that engineers should explicitly mention the types of the variables and parameters in the functions and in the return type, so that they indicate their intent, that what they want, right? So there are basic 3 to 4 common types like number, we have string, we have boolean, and you can check the list anywhere from the Google. We will there are two more important concepts, more important types, any and common. We are going to discuss these ones today. As far as any is concerned, any type, it, as its name suggests, that you can assign value of any type to variable declared with this any type, right? So when it is used, it is commonly used when we engineers do not know the nature of the response. So it basically is used in response from third party APIs, but this is discouraged, this should not be used. This any type has a disadvantage. What is that disadvantage? That it disables type checking system of TypeScript. No type checking is performed. What does that mean? Let me elaborate with the example. So let's suppose we have a function get age, or let's suppose divide a any b any, return a b. So if we pass this number divide 5 10 a, let's suppose. So as in the function parameters, I have specified that these two variables are going to be any type, and now if it is any, I can pass to the number, to the string. TypeScript is not going to complain, not showing going to show error, because that type checking system is disabled in case of any. However, if I do here unknown, which is better alternative of the any type, right, then it is going to complain. We are going to come to the unknown in a while. Let me cover one last thing about the any. So if we had already probably discussed that by default, if we declare a variable and do not assign any value to it and any type to it, then by default TypeScript assigns any type, as you can see here, right? How to prevent this? There is a configuration options, and we had created a project, React project earlier, and we have tsconfig.json for configuration of TypeScript. Here we have a flag no implicit any. If you turn it true, then TypeScript is not going to implicitly assign any type. There is another important configuration option, strict null checks, that null should not be assigned by default. Similarly, no emit, it means that do not transpile to the JavaScript if some condition is failed, right? You may check other configuration options as well. Okay, now we are done with the any type, right? Our next target is unknown, that how it is different from the any type. So unknown base supports you can again assign value of any type to a variable declared with unknown type. However, its difference from any type is that it still performs type checking on operations. So let me come to the example in the playground. So here let's suppose as earlier we had a function divide 1 number 1, let's suppose unknown type, 2 unknown type, and return 1 divided by 2. So it is complaining to us, right? In case of any, it did not complain. So in case of unknown, we first have to make sure whether the operation that we are performing on these unknown types is supported or not. So we first have to cast these two numbers so that Typescript becomes sure that now these values can support this operation. This is the difference between type and any. Let me give another example. So let's suppose by the custom types we have defined student type and name property, and let's define a variable of this type, student type, as well. Cast student let's ali, and have a function that get age, and we pass student return student dot age. So in case when we have specified any type to the function parameter, then it is not complaining that age does not exist in your student type, right? However, if I do unknown, then we first have to make sure that this student of type unknown actually has age in it. How we do that? We do that through basically type guards. You may check that what are the type guards. They are basically expressions that check the type, perform runtime check, right? You may go through it details. We are going to the example of them. So is student object of any type, object is student, and what property? We have to make sure age property is part of object in object. Okay, this is a one of the type guard. These keywords is in there are other as well type of instance of, you can go through their detail. So now when we perform this type guard before the operations, then this will work. Here it is now showing us the error. So basically we have, by this condition, we have basically determined the type of our student variable. It is saying that age, it does not exist on your type student. So we have to first introduce the age in declaration of the type and also define it in the object. Now it works. we have to specify default value as well. So most probably now you have understood the difference between any and unknown, and what are the type guards and how to configure flags in the Typescript configurations. uh, we will I think this is enough for this video. We are going to discuss union and intersection types into the next video. Thank you very much.